video. It is a real amazing summer afternoon in late August 2020. Absolutely gorgeous and wonderful, and I want to capture this moment in the video for Sandy and all the other people. And just want to talk a little bit about what I talked about in my other videos, my play and putty videos. I'm going to talk about communication and psychology, and I want to encourage people to be themselves. Many people don't even know really who they are. Many people, or most people, they define themselves by their adaptations to society. They don't even know who the actual person is underneath all of that coping facade with society. Society adaptation facade, coping mechanisms, making themselves appear the way they think that is the only way that is acceptable, and bypassing their own true nature, their own inner child. And that's very sad, because the true abundance of life is when we allow ourselves to be the inner child and not adapt to society. That's true abundance, and that's true wealth, and that is true freedom. That is spreading your wings. And that's how things should be done. Okay, and no other way. Never, ever, ever, ever adapt. Never, ever. Always be you. The true you that you are. And that is the only way to do it. And that feels good. And that feels absolutely tranquil and wonderful. And that is living the now moment. I ate some blackberries. I probably have some of that in my teeth. We need to enjoy the treasures that are given to us by this earth. Go out there into nature and pick blackberries and apples and blueberries and enjoy those amazing treasures from the earth. If you have time, if you don't work outside of your home, if you work at home, then you can adopt a dog. Those people who work outside of their house, they should not adopt a dog. They should not bring an animal into their house, into their lives. An animal should never be alone at home. Same with a child. Always be there with your animal, particularly dogs. They get separation anxiety. That's very traumatic. It's not good for them. And also your little children. So in the same way, they have the same anxieties, the same feelings, the same psychology, the same nervous system, exactly the same, functions exactly the same materials, all were made out of amino acids and neurons. Okay, with the central nervous system, with the brain. The animals feel exactly the same as humans. So I recommend to people to go out there into your gardens or nature or parks. As I said in my other video, Donald Trump just recently signed an, a very, very important environmental bill into effect to protect our national state parks in the United States. That's wonderful. Deeply compassionate. I'm so infinitely grateful that we have Donald Trump as president. This is a present for us from the infinite cosmos. A true present, because most politicians are pushovers, weak. They want to please their constituents. Most politicians probably take bribe money. Not Donald Trump. Donald Trump does not do any of those things. He does what is necessary to do for the earth, the animals, and society. Okay. And even in the middle of being surrounded by special interest people that are everywhere in politics, that are in the White House, that are running this country, the corporate agenda basically running this country. And Donald Trump, in the middle of all of this, being pressured from all the way around by special interest people, and yet he stands his ground. He stands his ground for the earth, for the animals, and for society, for justice. Okay. And that's fantastic, and I am infinitely grateful to him for that. That gives me hope, that makes me feel better. That makes me feel much better about the future. So I urge people, do not take this for granted at all. Support Donald Trump 100%. Put your egos away. Put your egos to sleep. And do the right thing. Vote for Donald Trump. And support him 100%, and tell everyone else to support him and vote for him. We need Donald Trump. We really do. Don't listen to the media. Most news journalists lie. Most of them are corrupt. They take bribe money to slander the good people and brag up the bad people. That's how it works. So I have hope now for the future. And he also is in strong support of Elon Musk, of green energy, moving things forward for the environment, for justice, for animal rights, for the earth, solar panels, electric vehicles, electric engines, robotics, computerized machines that make our lives better. Robots, eventually AGI robots. And I think that it's a tricky situation with most people. No. Democracy is a tricky situation. Very, very tricky. Ray Kurzweil, I talked to Ray Kurzweil. I had a brief email exchange. And I'm so grateful to him that he wrote me back. And I cried on his shoulder and I said, I'm worried about the future. That was many years ago. I don't know, 10 years ago or something. And he sent us this book, hand signed. That is so, so sweet. I sent him one of my art pieces. I hope he liked it. I don't know if he likes modern art. So, Ray Kurzweil is a technological genius. And Donald Trump likes all the technological geniuses, and he said we need to protect them. And Ray Kurzweil said to me after I complained to him, I said, I'm really worried about democracy, really worried about it, where this is going to lead to, because of political correctness and because incredible stupidity will be promoted by the masses when we have democracy. And the media, they can just, if they are corrupt, and they're all corrupt, they usually get very corporate people elected. They're paid for that. They're paid to slander all good and kind-hearted people who make the world better. And they brag up all the bad and corrupt people. Yeah, that's what they're paid for. Almost all journalists, and almost all journalists will take that bribe money and do that. It's very sad. So Ray Kurzweil said, he quoted, who was that again? He quoted a famous person who said, democracy is the worst system, except for all the other systems. So, yeah, with other words, democracy is still the best we have. Um, that's still the safest way to go. We have if we have a free pass for dictatorship in general, that's a that's even more risky, because then we can get someone like Kim Jong-un, or we can get some Muslim dictator, or we get some politically correct dictator who will do horrific things. So it's very risky. So, but very rarely someone amazing becomes a dictator. So that was what happened once in a while in the past, when they had dictatorship, when they had kings and queens. Queen Elizabeth was good. She did the best she could under those circumstances and for that era. She did the very best she could. And the public loved her for that. They appreciated her work. It was under her that the witch hunt and the Inquisition ended. So now we have a more civilized society. Overall, most people learned from the mistakes of the past. Now we have democracy, and it's still tricky because, democracy then will allow the corporate agenda to put out commercials for the public, and the vast majority of people then vote according to those commercials. They don't vote according to real information. They just go by what they're being told. And that's very tricky. It's very, 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 very scary what's going on right now. So we got very, very lucky that we have Donald Trump. Very, very lucky. Don't take that for granted. Okay? That's very, very important. So Donald Trump needs to get re-elected. And he's just the absolute best president in history of the United States. I think he's a genius. That's what I think. In the field of politics and sociology and psychology, diplomacy, chess moves, and that combined with deep compassion, we should be very, very infinitely grateful to have that. But because of democracy, the corporate agenda pays the media what to broadcast, and they broadcast brainwashing, and they try to brainwash people against Donald Trump. This is very sad, because the corporate agenda is afraid of Donald Trump. They're afraid of everyone who is compassionate and makes the world better, because they don't want to make it better. The corporate agenda does not want to make things kinder and better. Because if we make things kinder and better, then that undermines their exploitation. They want to continue with the exploitation, and they want to make it worse even. It's real horrific. Okay? It's because of democracy that Paul Watson offered when he founded Greenpeace a long time ago. It's because of that kindness, that democracy, that everyone has equal right to make decisions for Greenpeace. It's because of that Greenpeace has completely turned inside out and upside down from what it originally was. Okay? It has become completely corrupt. It has become corporate owned. They kicked their own founder out, Paul Watson, so he founded Sea Shepherd Conservation Society so that they can continue to actually help the whales and the environment, because Greenpeace wasn't helping anymore. Okay? This is the harsh reality of things. This is the harsh reality of democracy when the majority of people are corruptible. That's the result of it. Okay? And we see it now in this entire country happening. So the majority of people are very easily manipulated, peer pressured, shamed, bullied into following horrific things and accepting horrific things. My videos are a plea to the public to think for themselves and to not follow fads, society, and the media, but to be completely independent from that. Okay, so you guys take care. Bye bye.